Now on question 2. Question 2, simplify. Okay. So this is question 2 of which paper? The same quiz 1 for last year. This is 2022 April, around the same time. So we're doing question 2A. So I'll simplify the following. Come on, simplify. We have root 2 minus 1. It's being multiplied by 3 root 3 plus 5 squared. So you do 3 root 3 plus 5 multiplied by 3 root 3 plus 5. So we have 3 times 3, 9. Root 3 times root 3, 3 plus 3 times 5, 15 multiplied by root 3 plus 5 times 3, 15 multiplied by root 3. 5 times 5 is 5. Then we add that here. 9 times 3, 27 plus 25 plus root 3 is common, so I'll factor it out. I'll remain with 15 plus 15. So what is 27 plus 25? That is 52 plus 15 plus 15, 30 multiplied by root 3. So this part has given us 52 plus 30 multiplied by root 3. Then now we expand again. Root 2 times 52 is 52 multiplied by root 3 plus 30 root 2 times root 3, it becomes root 6. So you just multiply the inside of the root 2 by 3, you get 6, so it becomes root 6. Minus 1 times 52, and then minus 30 and 3. And as you can see, root 2 is different from root 6, which is different from root 3, and different from all the numbers. So we are done. Solution. If you wanted to decorate, you could say 52 is common. So I have root 2 minus 1 plus 30 is common. So I have root 6 minus root 3. But then it doesn't matter. Same thing. So you just need to be careful how you do the square there. This question was just on how you are squaring. And then 2, 1 over. This is a cube root of 8. I mean, what is the cube root of 8? It's 2. Yeah, that. The reason why somebody will get 96 here, because the question we are doing is.
Sir,
Yes.
Do you mind doing another example with the same, question, using another example?
On 1 or 2?
2.
2. Let me give you this. Let's put 5. The cube root of 5. We don't know the cube root of 5, is it? And then we are taught to simplify. So you would say, let me write it as 1 over 5 to the power 1 over 3. And then you multiply by, you get the 1 over 3 and subtract it from 1. So you have 3 common denominator. So I to get 3 minus 1, which is 2 over 3. This number you get, you use it as the power. You multiply by the same. So the point there is, we want when we multiply in the denominator. So now the numerator has 5 to the power 2 over 3. Over, we have 5 down. So we can add the numerator. So we have 3 as the common denominator of the numerator down, and then 1 plus 2. That will be 5, 2 over 3 over 5 to the power 1. So you leave it like that. Because to rationalize or to simplify a rational, you want the denominator to be free of the root. So the only way it can be free of the root is when its power is a whole number. The power of the denominator now is 1, 5 power 1. So there's no root. Okay. Express the following in form a plus bi, where a, b are real numbers. So you can conjugate the pieces. So we have 1 over 1 plus I. You multiply it by 1 minus I. You're conjugating to conjugate. You multiply by the very denominator, just change the sign of the imaginary part. And then after you multiply by whatever you have used it as. Minus, this is 1 over I to the power 3. I to the power 3 is I squared times I to the power 1. Now I squared is negative 1. I to the power 1 is I. Negative 1 times I is negative I. So here we have negative I. We also conjugate it. So multiply by positive I. Numerator also by positive I. So what we get? In the numerator for the first part, we get 1 minus I. In down part, when conjugating, we just multiply the first number by the first number. We get 1. Second number by the second number. So we have negative I squared minus I over negative I squared. Now, this is 1 minus I over 1 minus, what is I squared? I squared is 1 minus I over negative 1. Since I squared is 1. This will give us down 1 minus minus 1, that is 2. So we'll have 1 over 2 minus I over 2 minus I over 1. So we can add the i's. So we'll have 1 over 2 and then minus 2 is a common denominator for those 2. That. So we have I 2 in 2, we get 1 times negative I. So let me put a plus here, and then I'll use the signs for the upper part. So negative I there. And then 1 into 2, we get 2. 2 times negative I will have minus 2I. Then the final thing is going to be 1 over 2, and then minus 3I over. Okay, we'll go through it. Again, the question says, simplify this expressed in the form uh, expressed in the form a plus bi. So we have 1 over 1 plus I. So we need to conjugate this part. How do you conjugate? We multiply by 1 minus I by 1 minus I. Here we have 1 over I power 3. But I power 3 is I squared times I. I squared is negative 1. Then times this I. So we get negative I as I3. So in the denominator here where there's I3, we put negative I. But it's I in the denominator, so we conjugate it by multiplying it by the positive I. So up will have 1 times I, because whatever you do down, you also use it I. So we get 1 times 1, 1, 1 times I, over 1 times 1, 1, I times I squared, except there's a minus, so that's why it's minus. Then minus, you multiply now I times I squared. The negative, so it's a negative. Then 1 minus I, 1 minus I. And 1 minus 1, because I squared is minus 1. So we have 1 plus 1, which is 2. Then here we have I squared is negative 1, and 1 times negative, we get positive. So that's why we have positive 1 here. So here we separate 1 over this 2 minus I over this 2 minus I over 1. So now we need to get these are fractions, so we get the common denominator. But for 1 over 2, we have 2 plus this I, and we have fraction down. So we get the common denominator, which is 2. Then 2 in itself, 1 times negative I, we get negative I. 1 in 2 is 2, times negative I, we get negative 2I. Okay, then that settles it, because now we have half minus 3I over 2, like that.
Okay, so I'm free right now.
Now, let's go to B. So I'll clear the board so that you can use the space to do B2. B2, this is 1 plus 2I over 1 minus 3I. You conjugate the denominator again. So you multiply by 1 plus 3I. You multiply by 1 plus 3I. So we have 1 by 1 plus 1 by 3I plus 2I times 1. I then 2 times 3, 6. I times I, negative 1 over 1 times 1, 1. 3 times 3, 9. I times I, negative 1 times negative. And then 1 minus 6, we get minus 5. 3 plus 2, we get plus 5I over 10 over 10. So we have minus 1 over 2 plus I over that. So any question that has to do with quantification, make sure you get it correct. Let no one scare you. These are very easy questions. 3A, you are given X as a set.
So,
Mhm.
so is it wrong if you write it like I over 2 minus 1 over 2?
It's not wrong, but why? Because you are told A plus BI.
Okay.
So by constructing a table, show that multiplication is binary operation on X. So let's construct a table. So a table and multiplication. Remember we did this question several times in that video where we talked about binary operation. Multiplication, then we have -1, 0, 1. -1, 0, 1. Then you multiply now. -1 times -1, we get 1. -1 times 0, 0. -1 times 1, -1. 0 times -1, 0. 0 by 0, 0. 0 by 1, 0. 1 by -1, 1 by 0, 1 by 1. The question we are answering is it a binary operation? Then you say, show that. Then you say, since all the entries, are in the table, are in X, then multiplication is binary on X. As you can see, all the entries, all the numbers, 1, 0, -1, 0, 0, 0, -1, 0, 1 are all elements of X. This makes multiplication a binary operation. When do we say it's not binary? If we got a number, say 2, which is not in the set X, after multiplying two numbers, then we are going to say, oh, it's not binary. But now whatever I've gotten is within, so it's binary. Is that okay? This can be asked. Now they can ask by constructing a table to show that addition is binary or it's not binary. Sure, you put plus instead of multiplication and then start adding numbers. If you get anything outside X and you say, oh, because of that number there, this is not binary. Okay? So we need to move to the next one. I'm sure when we move to the board, we'll perform here. So we will move, yeah, the board remains. These guys remain where they are. Then let's go and do 3A2. Some questions are very easy. Evaluate A multiplied by B, then multiplied by C, where A is +1, B is -1, and C is +1. What is 1 times negative 1 times 1? Negative 1. Not bad. End of quiz.
Sir,
Mhm.
sorry for taking you back a bit. Do you mind doing two, uh, question two?
Question 2, A or B?
A,
A2.
female, yes,
1 over cube root of 8.
yes, sir.
So 1 over the cube root of 8. The cube root is the number you can multiply thrice to get 8. So we have 1 over 2 by 2 by 2, meaning that it will be 1 over 2.
Mm.
Because we have identified the number that you can multiply by itself 3 times to get 8. That's what the question will say. Identify, then you see cube root is telling you to identify the number you can multiply by itself 3 times to get 8.
Thank you very much.
So if you use this quiz paper to to see if you are ready for a quiz, you may be tempted to think that you're very much ready. But maybe it's too early. So that's one of them. So I asked if you could push some more in the group. I know that you have them, so you forward some more. If you're scared of the name, you can do what is can the name there. If you want, you can also remove the mark and then post application start to do that tomorrow. So go through this has touched all the concepts within sets to binary. And that's what we'll be doing on Saturday. It will be as easy as this one. I expect minimum 75%. Of course, 100 I'm not going 100%. So this is something like this. Nothing below. Because this will be it will be an easy thing. I mean, very easy. Very easy. Okay. So you have a good night. We'll continue tomorrow at the same time.
Good night.